All right, greetings everyone. I was preparing for this stream, and I will tell you, it seemed like I had a lot of time before the stream was ready to start, and you very quickly run out of time with the things that you're trying to prepare. So, oh man, a little less prepared than I was hoping to be, but I think we got some exciting things that we can talk about today. So, some good questions over in the Discord that I'm hoping to address. It's also within my payout time for the reset time that I have set. So I think I may play a couple arena matches just to get those done and entertain people. Some people over on chat were talking about using a General Skywalker lead with Rey. And here you can see we've got a guy on my shard that's doing Skywalker, Fives, Chewbacca, Kenobi, and Rey. And this team is pretty ridiculous to fight through. It's really, there is really a lot of protection and anti-crit stuff. And so if you guys want to see that, I can go ahead and play that just on Squad Arena and show you that fun craziness. All right, so yeah, let's just go in there. Standard arena team. We'll bop him in the nose to start out with. See, he's got the protection from Chewbacca, which is just ridiculous, right? It's crazy. So we just do area effects. And basically, that's the key to this whole thing, is just doing a lot of area effect stuff. And just keep doing area effect stuff. And the team doesn't have that great of damage. It's not bad, but it's not awesome either. Pass it over to Kylo. Keep doing area effect stuff. Basically, we have to kill Rey first. You know, she's the troublemaker in all of this. All right, keep doing area effect stuff. Uh-oh, that triggered a lot of stuff we didn't want. Let's see. Just get in there and get the ult going. All right, more area effect stuff. All right, now we got to deal with this craziness from Rey. We'll stack up some more stuff. All right. And we're going to be one behind here. Not good. All right, this should knock him down. And if we can live through this round right here, we should be able to take out... Oh, didn't get Rey. Uh-oh. That's no good. Got her now. Anakin's going to wake up and he's going to be upset. So let's get in the ult for just a second. And then we'll do this. We'll bop him on the nose again. And we've got our damage stacked up enough if that's it. So on that team, I mean, he protects the health of 5-0 first, but he doesn't protect the health of everyone. So if you just keep doing the area effect stuff, so you can prevent the timeout just by, you know, working your way through that ridiculous amount of hit points that they have stacked up. But not an easy battle. You know, you see it went right down to the end. Super fast Rey is crazy dangerous. Yes. The guard on gas is a good tactic. Yeah, preventing stuns on him makes that team very hard to beat. He had Kenobi on there that time, right? A while back he had a different character in there. I'm trying to remember who was in there. I think it was Barriss Offee was in there. And then when you did get a crit, there was even healing behind the crit, so it was, it was super annoying. But yeah, that's when I have to fight that team. That's how I beat it. I just area effect after area effect. All right. Fleet stuff. Ships. First order. See, I got knocked down to number 42 overnight. That's the problem with the first order fleet. You know. I'm doing this. Never mind. So we've got feats in Grand Arena that are around beating fleet battles without using a reinforcement. So we have to drop our rating. So you put for anybody who doesn't know how to drop your rating, this is what you do. You go in there with a complete garbage team. So I just put in this team that anybody can beat, and then, you know, over time people knock you down. They put you at the bottom. And then once you get low enough, you can potentially win matchups without a reinforcement. So we're not going to load up a fleet with no reinforcements. We are going to put reinforcements in there. We're just going to hope that we can beat it without having to pull any reinforcements, in which case we will have completed one of our battles toward that quest. This is really hard to beat with no reinforcements at this level. Show malevolence. There's no malevolence to show. I got nothing. That show is a 0. I'm not building it yet. I got nothing. 0 malevolence. All right. Let's see. Get rid of his buff so that we can pop this unending loyalty. But then if we don't have reinforcements, we can't kill him right away. So this is going to be quite inconvenient. Just do some damage over here. Let's see. He's still got taunt up. And if we do this, we're going to pop his reinforcement ability, so we better pull an assist and stun him at least. Or his unending loyalty, I meant. All right. Let's see. Steal his turn meter. Get that over. Now Anakin's going to go. Now we got to deal with this guy. Got deflection up in time. All right. Man, I want to bring in a reinforcement so bad. Let's see. What can we do here? We'll just do area effect. Try to hurt Anakin a little bit more. All right. We dodged that, but then we take a bunch of hits. All right. This should take out Houndstooth. Anakin goes. And now, oh man, more reinforcements. Come on. Come on. So tempting to reinforce. All right, get him. All right, there we go. One battle completed with no reinforcements. We do the fleet thing with the fleet chat. Place level 1 ships after payout. Yeah, I mean, if your fleet shard is willing to do that for people and put a bunch of weak ships up there so that everybody can do their quests, that's pretty convenient. Hyena Bomber is very convenient. I think Hyena Bomber is the new route. I've been looking at some things and I've been thinking about like early game fleet, and I honestly think that you know, to build your initial fleet, if you want to do Geos, which I still think is probably the best and easiest fleet to build, so you build those, and you can also get to this Vulture droid relatively early, but then you can't get to Hyena Bomber until later. So in order to complete your Zeta material quests, you would still have to go in and get another dark side ship, probably TIE Bomber because it's so easy to get, and one more of any ship, which could be, you know, anything else that you want to build. But then as soon as the Hyena Bomber comes available, then you would farm these 2 ships. So right now, when you're farming the Hound's Tooth, you farm the Hound's Tooth on one node with Django, and then you have to farm Bosk on a second node. But if you did this instead, you could farm these 2 ships and build your whole Separatist fleet. And I think that is probably even a better route than Bosk. I mean, Bosk is so tough early game, though. And he's actually good for these fleet battles. So, like, once you get down here in 5 normal, for example, this this fight, for example, is just a tank check, right? It is just a tank check. So if I clear my fleet and I go in here with somebody who's not even that good, you know, let's pick Mace Windu, just garbage, right? And we put in a good Hound's Tooth, and you know, I don't know, let's put in two ships that aren't anything special, you know, these trash ships here. We should be able to beat this on regular just because of the Hound's Tooth. So these little TIE fighters, and if I'm remembering this node right, this is just all TIE fighters. It's TIE fighters for days. And they come in wound up on turn meter, and they go 100 times before you get to go. And as long as you got the Hound's Tooth in there and they attack something other than Hound's Tooth, once you get this taunt up, and there's nothing they can do about that, I mean, you can just sit here for days. There's nothing they can do to beat your Hound's Tooth. And then you just pick a ship other than the one that's breached. And we don't want that skill. You just keep working on the one that's not, the guys that aren't breached. So I haven't played this kind of stuff out with the Hyena Bomber, so I don't know if you get the Hyena Bomber, will it do the same thing for you in terms of getting these fleet nodes and getting stuff in the game unlocked. I don't have experience with that, so I can't say. But this is literally just a tank check. And it doesn't time out. You know, there's no timer on these battles. And again, you can see they're tickling that Hound's Tooth for days. I kind of wish I'd brought in slightly better ships, because then I could show you guys a little faster how this works. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, you literally, because it doesn't time out, I could just put Hound's Tooth here and put it on auto, you know, come back in a couple days and it'll be it'll be done. So, but that's the Hound's Tooth, right? That's why. Oh, they do have an ability. They do have a debuff. Look at that. They got a buff block on me. Anyway, let's just get out of that. Hyena isn't quite as durable, so not sure it would have the same effect. Yeah, it's definitely the best route in terms of preparing your fleet arena for success. But that's one of the reasons why you would want the Hound's Tooth, is just to help work your way through this, let's say, PvE content here. But I think it's a better route. I think, you know, in future videos when I make them, I'm gonna recommend that route for the ship build order. And I think that Vulture Droid's a decent node. The Hyena Bomber's on a ridiculously good node. That thing is that node is stacked, so there's no regrets about farming that. All right, if we go into Squad Arena over here, let's see. Just got to play some Squad Arenas here and get my payouts for the day, and that's all I'm looking for. And we're going to go over a couple topics that people have brought up in the chat. So while we're doing this, we're going to talk about some stuff. somebody had asked if you could have the chance to go for top 50 in arena, or instead to make more of a broad roster for Grand Arena, which would you focus on? And the answer to that is you do both. When I do account reviews and I've got the kind of a template that says we're looking for one big offensive team and one big defensive team, one of those is your squad arena team. So if you look at my account and you say, okay, well, you're building like 5 or 6 different teams. Yeah, I am. And that you could say, well, that's going broad for Grand Arena. But it's not really going broad for Grand Arena. It's going for the whole game. I've got several teams, the Geos, the Troopers, and I want to do that for Conquest. I want to do that for events that pop up. There's a lot of reasons why I'm doing more than one team. But what you'll notice, I've got these Rebels down here. I've got all kinds of characters ready to activate and actually ready to go to a pretty high level, I would say. You know, these guys could all be maxed out 7 stars as soon as I get them going. But that's the reason why I'm not activating them. I don't want to go that broad. Once you've got a base of teams established, you just want to keep building up the teams that you've got and keep relicking these characters. So what you'll see out of my Loquitur account is I will continue to relic the Troopers, and I will continue to relic the Padme team. Even like Vader here, I could be putting all this stuff on Vader and have him relicked in pretty short order. But to me, it's more important to get this Padme team up and running, and it's more important to get the Trooper team up and running. Will they get me top 50 in squad? Don't know. Don't care. I would not use Squad Arena as my measuring stick for anything, because until you get a Galactic Legend, it's just a matter of fighting against other people who have the best meta teams, and maybe they're better than you, and it's just a whole lot of resources that you don't want to fight with. So if you look at the ranks up here and you said, okay, I want to make a Darth Revan squad like this guy right here, right? I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to get top 50 in the arena. That's fine, if you want to do that. But if you're a free-to-play player, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do that in any reasonable amount of time. Look at these guys. They started back in October of last year. These accounts are less than 6 months old. So everybody here has spent a lot of money, because there's no other way to be this highly placed with this many characters at Relic 7 without spending enough money to facilitate that process. And you see these Darth Revans, they're doing it, right? They're getting there. These Malaks are going to be unfinished for a little while, but that's a team that can get you top 50. If you're doing this and you're spending money, spend money on these Galactic Legends. If I look at this Darth Revan team and I see that we've got, how many relic characters on here. He's going for First Order now. He's building his Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, it looks like. But if he had just done that instead of Darth Revan, he'd be done. Right? This is enough relic characters to have already qualified for your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So going through and trying to rush certain teams and place high in squad, I would never prioritize that. I'm fine with being top 100 in squad. If you improve to top 50, it gives you 75 more gems a day, which is not bad. But you really don't start getting the payout for Squad Arena until you get up here in the top 10, or even above the top 10 in the top 5. So if you look at 250, and I'm doing nothing and getting 100 here in the top 100, how much more effort is that worth? So that's my answer. Your first Galactic Legend is when you go for top in Squad Arena. That's my opinion. I don't think there's only one reason why you would go for high placement in Squad Arena before you get a Galactic Legend. And that is if you're a clever player and you know what you're doing, and you decide, I'm not going to buy the ship for Galactic Legend Kylo Ren, I'm just going to use crystals to buy the finalizer and do it that way. And then you would need to build a squad to get high placement to get those crystals to be able to do that. But you got to be a pretty darn good player and know what you're doing to do a strategy like that. So that's a bit where I land on the squad arena thing. I just don't care about squad arena placement until you get a Galactic Legend. All right, who we got at number 6? Come in here and do another squad arena over here. All right, what's another question that was asked? Somebody had asked about Zetas, and early Zetas, how do you want to prioritize and pick which Zetas are the most important when you're just starting out the account? And you could search the internet and find 700 different videos on that with probably 400 different opinions on what makes a Zeta good, especially in the early game. So I would say, first of all, the Zetas that are going to be good are the ones that contribute to what you're currently doing. So the question was specifically about Grand Admiral Thrawn. You know, should you put Ebb and Flow on Grand Admiral Thrawn as one of your first early Zetas? Now, Thrawn has a skill called Fracture. For anybody who doesn't know, Fracture is one of the most interesting and unique things in the game. He attacks, he kicks people a bunch of times, and once Fracture is on, it removes turn meter, and they can't gain turn meter while fractured. Fractured characters have a speed of 0, can't gain buffs, bonus attacks, or bonus turn meter. So over time, Thrawn will eventually lose it. And characters can, their speed is set to 0, but somebody in chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this sets their base speed to 0, and they still are able to gain a little bit of turn meter. But then Thrawn has this ability, Ebb and Flow, that says, you know, while he's in Fracture, if an Empire ally uses a special ability, that ally gains 15% turn meter, and if any enemies are fractured, Thrawn loses 15% turn meter. So what this does, once Thrawn is in the Fracture, if you've got Vader, for example, and you do Merciless Massacre, and, you know, that's like 8 turns in a row, 7 turns in a row that you can do Merciless Massacre, Force Crush, Culling Blade, do a couple basics, back to, you know, Force Crush or Culling Blade. So each time you do a special, you're pulling away turn meter from Thrawn and from whoever he's got fractured. And basically, with that skill, with the Ebb and Flow skill Zetaed, then literally the character that you fracture will never go. And especially for teams that have like one character that's propping up the whole team, like a Galactic Legend, once you get that on, the Galactic Legend's just locked down. Oh, I did it again, huh? I'm showing something on one account and showing you, yeah. So, my apologies. Thanks for saying something. So yeah, so Thrawn on his Fracture, this is the ability, sets the turn meter to 0, and then, you know, fractured characters can't gain speed, and then Ebb and Flow, the Zeta part of that, says that when Empire ally uses a special ability, if enemies are fractured, they lose 15% turn meter. So that's how that's how you lock down a character and keep them on lockdown, but you have to have that Ebb and Flow Zeta. So the question is, you know, is this something I would do early in the game? Is this something I would wait for later? Is, you know, what is it? What's the reason why or why not to do this? And I always think that whatever you're doing is what's important. So if we go into Squad Arena, and let me switch my screen over here to the other account and make sure that we're doing this right. So if we go to these low-level Squad Arenas, and we take a look at these teams, a lot of people run teams like this. So if this is the team that you're running as your Squad Arena team, and Thrawn is in it, and you're working on Thrawn and you're relicking Thrawn, give him that Zeta. It just gives this team more control. And with that Zeta on, when the AI is playing your team, Thrawn's going to fracture and they're going to hold things locked out even better. So the Zeta on him supports the team that you're already building. And it's going to help you on both offensive side and on the defensive side when the AI is playing. Okay? On the other hand, if you look at my account, I have Vader, but I'm not showcasing Vader. I don't have him as one of my main teams. I haven't even built a Rebel team to unlock Palpatine yet. I don't have the Thrawn. So should I go for a Thrawn and get ebb and flow to help my Vader? And the answer to that would be no. I mean, that Zeta is not contributing to something that I'm already working on. I got this Padme team going. I got Jedi Knight Anakin. I've got Ahsoka. So I'm going to Zeta this team and maybe put the Zeta on Stark for my Trooper team. Maybe get the Zeta on Kylo Ren on Mass because it's just so good. So I'm going to focus on the Zetas for my account for what I'm currently working on. So that's it. I mean, there's a highlight reel of good Zetas, and whatever team that you've picked as your best offensive team for Grand Arena or your best defensive team for Grand Arena, that's where your Zetas go. That's how you plan out whether or not it's a good Zeta. Okay. I'm planning to go for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and I'm not sure I should farm ships for Finalizer or just buy the shards. If you're committed to building the negotiator fleet, then build it. Build the ships, and because if you're just buying to 5 stars, it's not too bad. But if you're buying all the way out to 7 stars, it's more than double the cost. And you really need to get in there and get the free shards for the Finalizer and get that built up. And, every time the quest comes up, you can get 10 more shards out of there. And then if you really want to buy some shards on top of that, you can. But if you're going to take the Finalizer and the First Order fleet all the way to 7 stars, you absolutely have to. You might as well just go for it now and build the requirements and build that fleet. And you have to do that as one of the very first things you're doing with SLKR because that takes months to build up enough of that Finalizer to meet the criteria. So if you're going after Sith Eternal Emperor, I don't think it's a bad Zeta for Thrawn. It can be used in Squad Arena, and Thrawn is useful for a lot of counters. Yeah, exactly. So again, if you're going for the Sith, I am going for the Sith Eternal, but Thrawn's not one of the first characters I'm building. But if somebody is going for that and just, putting together a C team, then absolutely, it is a useful Zeta. We're going to go in blind. We're just going to see if he's faster than us here. All right, he is not. So we should be good. We'll put Vader under the bus, shoot everybody, put it on auto. Long battles for this Squad Arena. So do I think Thrawn Zeta is worth it early? Exactly like I said on that team. If you've got your Vader with at least 2 Zetas on, you've got your Palpatine with his Zeta on, you've got your supporting cast going, then it's natural to put that Zeta on the Thrawn. But if you say, what's the, just top 3 Zetas for a starting team, it would not be Thrawn. It would be more like Bastila Shan, Geo Brood Alpha, Merciless Massacre, and then, Padme. Whatever you're working on. If you pick a Jedi team and you do Revan, then Revan's going to be the Zetas. So, yeah, interesting discussion. Interesting. Long live the Snow Trooper. Palpatine lead or Vader lead? For a Vader team, especially early, you're much better with a Palpatine lead just because you get so much turn meter off of the debuffs. And, early game turn meter is God. That's what wins you. Going first and gaining turn meter is what makes Squad Arena and other things very easy. We got to go play a fleet battle over here, too. Let's see if we can beat this guy in number 5 real quick just to get in a battle for the day. My first Zetas were Ezra and Hera. Wheel? Either that was a while ago or maybe not enough research. Ezra's an interesting character. I know a lot of people don't like Ezra, but I don't mind him. I think he is a worthwhile character. Especially, and I'm going to try something with him. What I'm going to try to do on my Loquitur account is I'm going to try to make a ridiculously powerful Ezra Bridger and then see how very least amount of effort I can put into my Phoenix and still do what I need to do for the quests over there to get Thrawn. Alright, he brings in more tanks to hide Vader. That's pretty much how you got to play Vader, but we're getting to him. We're getting there. Alright, get him, boys. Get his target lock on him. He's just dodging all over the place. Spy's getting his ability up here soon, so that should be it for number 5 placement in fleet. All right, so then one of the other questions, there's been several questions asked both in the Discord and out on mods. So what I want to do is I almost want to do a little mod clinic for you guys, but modding is boring and a lot of people don't like to watch it. So I'm going to plan to do a little bit of Grand Arena now. And then if you guys want me to do some mod stuff and literally like walk through step by step, talk about different mods, what's good, flat stats, other stats, what to slice, what not to slice, and just kind of, a little kind of interactive classroom on mods. I'd like to do that for y'all if you think it would be interesting. If that's going to turn everybody off and nope, don't want it, put it in the chat, let me know. And after we get done with our Division 10 Grand Arena, then we can go in there and either do it or not do it, depending on what you guys want. Okay. Took me a lot of mod shuffling, but managed to get 7-star Thrawn with a Gear 9 Ezra, and the rest of the Phoenix were Gear 8. Yeah, I'm going to try to go extreme. I'm going to try to go Relic level Ezra and Gear 1 everybody else. And see if that works. I just want to try it. I just want to see if I can unlock it with one character and maybe beat that event with one character. I think I probably have to put up one other character, maybe Hera or somebody else to decent gear level, but yeah, I want to try to do it literally with min-maxing the galactic power to the extent that if I can leave those other characters at level 1, 7 stars, and just do it with one character. So we'll see. Oh no, a Relic Ezra! Please don't. Yeah, well, no, hey, you never know until you try stuff, right? So I may try to Relic the Ezra on my main account and see if it works before I waste the resources on the Loquitur account, that's for sure. Don't want to end up there. All right, so let's see what we've got in Grand Arena at Division 10 today. Okay. So we did win the last round. The opponent didn't even fight back. We did see that there was, a good bit of stuff on defense. I don't know if they just looked at our offense and decided not to try or what, but there was a no try. Okay, some people are responding. Do it. Definitely useful. Let's talk mods. Info about mods is always helpful. All right, cool. All right, we'll do a little mod clinic when we get done with this. Ezra falls off later game, maybe just because of his kit. The thing is, he can always go into a Jedi Knight Revan team and be not bad. An end game Jedi Knight Revan team that you're using to beat Galactic Legends isn't going to use him, but he has a home in a Jedi team somewhere where he's not bad. And, I use him or have used him a lot with Jedi Knight Revan, just to use his ability to trigger other people to attack, and it's fine. He does stuff. Okay, if we go in here and look at our opponent, he's building Supreme Leader Kylo Ren right off the bat. So he's already got his KRU relic. He's got a few other ships here. Not too scared of his ships. He's got a whole bunch of ships here in the middle that aren't going to help him too much. He does have Geos. He does have a Vulture droid and some stuff. So he did enough to unlock that Zeta challenge, etc. But he's basically got one really good ship, and then I'm not too scared of the rest. So I feel like I've got him on ships. But this, I've told you guys before that I don't think I have anything in my account to beat a Kylo Ren unmasked at relic level yet. And that's why I'm putting so much push on that Padme team to try to get Padme and Anakin to the point where I can deal with this guy. And sure enough, as you would expect, as I would do, as I think anybody would do, he put the Kylo here on defense. So the opponent cleared 3 zones. You got clean win here against my relic spy. Did it in one shot. So I assume he took the Hux team with also the Sith trooper in there, and he beat that in one hit as well. And is he still fighting? Nope. All right, so we've stopped him on the back wall. But that means we have to get through this Kylo if we want to win. So that I don't know. I don't know, even with my, I think my trooper has to be in here. I have to try to deal with this with my trooper. I just don't know if he's going to have what it takes in 3v3 to be able to do that with 2 other Gear 12 characters. So I think that's probably the stopping point for my Grand Arena, but we'll get over there and try. This doesn't seem too bad. It's 46,000 galactic power, but I've got quite a bit of stuff that I can bring in here. We've got the Padme team. We've got some kind of Jedi team. So we've got different stuff. So I think if I can kill off something against that Kylo Ren team, then potentially I can come back in with this Padme team, maybe, get Anakin's basic to debuff him, take away his healing abilities, and then take him out, maybe. But he just has so much regeneration that I don't think I'm going to have what it takes to kill him. Yeah, you'll need healing immunity and big damage. In 5v5, I could kill him. I could bring my trooper team in and put Vader with my trooper team, and I'd be able to, gut out the stuff behind him and then get a kill with troopers and then finish him off with either Vader or the snowtrooper. So if it was 5v5, I don't think it'd be too scary. But in 3v3, man, trying to bring in enough power to deal with that stuff. And he's got the area effect from old school Kylo. So like this team right here with the snowtrooper and Piet, that's not going to work because the first time old school Kylo comes across with his area effect, he's gonna kill Piet, and it's quite a challenge. So if you guys see anything that you could take in there, you think that I could kill that Kylo Ren unmasked. Okay. So what's the very best starting team? And maybe it's Vader, right? Maybe Vader is the right way to start this out. Because we could potentially... Let's take a look at his speeds. How fast are these characters? 255. .188, so he's not fast. And he's 235. But 255 is going to be hard for us to deal with. That's fast enough that that's going to be difficult. But potentially, if I can come in with Vader first and soften this team up to the point where I can kill him, and then bring in the snowtrooper team second, that might work. That might be something we can do. And this Kylo can use his stun to get rid of the taunt that will inevitably be on the other Kylo Ren. And then maybe I can get in behind him. So I think this is how I start and just try to do damage and get the officer and the Kylo Ren down on life a little bit. And then when I bring in my trooper team, maybe I can get a kill with Snowtrooper on the officer and then get a kill with Snowtrooper on the Kylo, and then pray that I can beat the Kylo Ren en masse. That can maybe work. You got to be careful with OG Kylo ramping up with the dots that you put on him. Yep. KRU is 285. Yeah, he's got the speed from the leadership as well. So his Kylo Ren unmasked will be 25 speed on top of 255. Or whatever he was, I think that. All right, so if you've got Padme, it's fine too. Crit damage immunity. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can kill this. But let's go in with this first and see what this is able to do. So he stuns Vader right away. Okay. Now I can stun him. Then I can use this to get rid of the stun on Vader. Then we can Merciless Massacre. We'll do Force Crush over here. And that didn't even... Oh, we got Tenacity up on this officer. That is not what I want. Okay, get a crit. Assist. And let's Culling Blade assist. Nope. That was bad. That was pathetic damage. All right. Kylo's out of there. Now, we don't want to kill Officer, right? We want Officer to stay just slightly alive. Maybe get another Culling Blade off on Kylo. That would be good. But not like this. Not like this. All right, that's fine. Okay, so we got the officer down. I think we took one round too long with that, though, because I think Kylo's stun is back up. So when we do this, we're probably going to walk right into a stun. And I think we have to take Stark in here instead of Piet, or we'll die in one hit. So this is it. This is it. Let's check the likes. Let's see. Oh, we don't have enough likes. You know what? We know that this snowtrooper doesn't do what he's supposed to do unless we get enough likes. So we gotta get a few more likes in there. The stun on Vader to start allowed the officer to get tenacity up. Yeah, but I didn't want to kill the officer anyway, so that's okay. It's okay-ish. I think we put that team where we want, because again, we want to generate a kill with the snowtrooper so that we can get another turn with the snowtrooper and potentially kill Kylo Ren masked. So this is not horrible. All right, the likes are just not coming in. Come on, guys, that like button, it's a Jedi. You gotta deal with it. You're Inquisitors. We hunt Jedi, we kill them, we destroy them, we cut them up, put them in pieces, whatever we gotta do. But we certainly don't let them just hang around there, complete and whole and all in one piece. Treat it like a Jedi. All right, let's move on. Let's see. If the snowtrooper fails, I'm going to blame it on the likes. All right. So Kylo didn't stun. That's good. That is good. Okay. So now this, we want to take out the officer. Got him. Okay, and then this, we just gotta shoot him and take the counterattack. And if I do area effect, I'm going to take 2 counterattacks, so I don't want to do that yet. So let's see. See if I can get a couple other hits in here. Oh, no, he stunned me. Now it's just going to be chain stun for the rest of the combat. Yep. So that's it. We're not going to beat that Kylo. Don't have the tools in our toolbox yet. So the question here is, do we do Bastila or Padme? Do they have attacks out of turn? They don't really have attacks out of turn. So I don't know that Padme is going to help that much. So I think she's our better bet to start though, right? If we do it this way. And then we've still got other things to try if that doesn't work, but this should get us through. KRU is a huge wall early game. Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely ridiculous early game. All right, so let's just do 1 hit here just to put up the protection up. We'll do that to get more protection up. And we are not even denting that guy. Good Lord. Okay. And then we take off his taunt, get over here, work on him. Now we'll do the buffs up. Try to get some courage stacks going. That should do him. Get rid of the buffs. Kick him in the head. We'll just do the basic. Get buffs going again. SWAT. All right. That's good stuff. No problems there. Made it through with less galactic power. Just don't have anything to deal with that Kylo, so. Wish that I did, but that's coming. It's coming. That Padme will deal with the Kylo when Anakin's relicked and she's got a few more gear pieces on her. We put the second Zeta on her already, so we're going to be in good shape pretty soon. And won't have any problems dealing with that. This will just come in here. We'll just do 1 reinforcement. Try to optimize our banners. I don't think any of the other reinforcements there are going to do us that much good. To be honest, if you don't plan for it, Kylo Ren unmasked at relic level is a wall at any galactic power. That is true. That is the truth of it. All right, we don't like this Vulture droid. Get him out of here right away. Then he didn't get turn meter for that. Is that such a low-level boss he's not even getting turn meter? Let's see if we can take out that Boba Fett behind him. Get a stun on him. No stun. All right, come on. Get him. Now we got to stall till we get this reinforcement. Can I just kill him like this? Not quite. Okay. That's as many banners as I could pull, I think. All right, 65. Full health, full protection, unused slots. I think that's about as good as we can do. If Padme is supposed to counter that, did I do something wrong in my galactic challenge? My Padme is gear 12, JKA R4, and I still had a lot of trouble taking out Kylo Ren unmasked on tier 5. Tier 5 is man, the damage escalates on tier 5, so a lot of teams that can take out or deal with things in an appropriate way normally don't work on tier 5 because the damage is escalated like crazy. So that I can show you that. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get enough banners. I was really hoping to get at least, get this spy to hold, but the fact that he could take out that spy, get through that, and I couldn't get through his, that gets him the victory. So if we actually go to tier 5 and we look at how this event plays out, at tier 5, we're going to go in here with Padme. And this is a Relic, 5 Padme? Relic 5 Padme. Not the best mods that I have, but pretty good. Jedi Knight Anakin, Relic 7. Decent mods. Ahsoka, Relic 5. So these 3 characters at Relic 5 going into the tier 5 challenge. And you're going to see, this is no joke. This is like, it is ridiculous how hard it is to deal with these guys with Relic level characters just at tier 5. So let's go over here to Hux and hit him. And then we'll just go ahead and try to get advantage off people. So you can see, I mean, they're not killing my characters, but you would expect Relic level characters to come in here and just kind of, trash this team at tier 5. But it doesn't. And the damage escalation on this is pretty crazy. But the Padme team does last a long time, so one of the things you have to be cautious of, you got to remove these little flame buffs. Otherwise, you'll run out of time trying to kill this Kylo Ren unmasked. All right, we lost Padme, so we may lose this fight. But the issue isn't necessarily with Padme or, what she does or her ability to be able to kill this team in Grand Arena. The issue is on tier 5, the damage is just so high with these characters that unless you bring something that kills them right away, you're out of luck. Let's see what the chat's saying. Interesting, because I got tier 7 done with only Relic JKA. On this one against Kylo and the team. I mean, if I had Kenobi in here, if I had more characters, it would obviously go better. I'm just doing it with 3 characters to kind of show that the Padme gimmick does work, but it's we're going to be better. We're going to be better off timing this team out than we are trying to win. So, I mean, that's the other thing you can do. You can just wait for them to get to 10 stacks and then laugh at them when they die. Although I think Padme's going to hit 10, isn't she? Ooh. Let's see if Anakin can hold out. Nah. So I mean, if we would have had more characters in here, we definitely would have won that. But anyway, you could see that at least from my point of view, the damage is the issue. I just realized that I actually got tier 5 because of the overheating. Yeah. I managed to complete tier 6 with my first order team. Yeah. All right, so mods. We wanted to talk a little bit about mods, and the question was, because a lot of mod videos, mine included, will tell you that flat stats are not great. Like, you don't want to work on a lot of mods that have flat stats, and that's a qualifier, okay? But if I look at the mods that I have, and if I sort them by the fastest mods, speed is entirely its own thing, right? Like the speed of the mod is irrelevant to the other stats. So if I just, pick diamond and I start going through and I look at my diamonds here, this has got a flat stat on it, but it rolled a lot of speed, so that's all we care about, right? This one has a flat stat on it, potency, crit chance. It's a decent mod. At least one of the flat stats is offense, but it's got speed on it, so we like speed. Here we've got 38 defense, and we certainly don't like that flat stat, but it's an 18 speed mod, and that's what it is. Now the difference is, if I look at these two mods, for example, this mod has flat defense, flat protection, got a bunch of speed rolls. Okay, is that and I don't like tenacity except on tenacity mods. I think this is kind of a throwaway stat. So if you look at this mod, it is literally 18 speed and 3 throwaway stats. If I go right next to it, I've got an 18 speed. I've also got protection here, but I've got decent stats here and 18 speed. So it's just that when it comes to slicing, if I ever have slicing materials that I want to use and try to develop, a speed mod and bring this up to the next level, I'm always going to slice this mod before I'm going to slice this mod. Just because you do want to slice and work on the mods that are better in case you don't hit speed on the next slice, then you obviously can take more advantage of it the better these substats are. So, Matakuri, yeah. So, Mati Mukari. Yikes. Not that good with names. But, yeah, he had the question, so that's good. One of the big contention points is always, do you need speed on your mods? Well, we can just ignore Droidica. What's your point of view, especially account planning for 6A to 7A? So from my point of view, there are very few mods that you're going to want to deal with if they don't have any speed sub at all. So if I sort by speed and I go to the worst mods that I have, and I go down here to the bottom on speed, there are going to be some mods that I've worked on that don't have speed on them, right? Like here you see a mod that it's a speed mod with no speed subs. Well, this is most likely something that I did very early in the game, and I just needed a 5-dot mod, and I made it, and I put it on a character, and that's it. I haven't gone back and taken it off a character and replaced it with something better and sold it. But that will probably happen someday. Mods like this where I'm looking for potency, and it's got protection, health, potency, crit chance, all good stats. It's not a speed mod itself. So, okay, fine. Yeah, we'll keep that mod. It's okay. And especially if it started out as a gold mod. Most of the mods that you see like this that don't have speed started out as gold mods. So if I have a mod that's like this, that's not a gold mod, and there's no speed on it, it is going to be really hard for me to come in here and put slicing materials on something that doesn't have a speed sub. So the question is, can you invest in a mod that doesn't have speed subs? Absolutely. Especially early game, you got to do what you got to do to get by and have any kind of mods. But later in the game, you're really not going to want to develop stuff without speed, at least without a speed roll. Because if you play a character with offense that has no speed anywhere, that's, one thing. And if you just take those exact same mods that have 5 speed on every mod, it's already 25 speed faster, which is, potentially 10 to 15% more turns than what the character would have without it. So just that little bit of base speed is such a big deal that once you start developing mods, you're really rarely going to keep a mod unless it has some kind of speed. And it doesn't have to be great. I mean, like this, 5 speed on a speed cross. So it's not one of my great crosses. It hasn't had a lot of slicing done on it. I probably sliced it up trying to get better speed, but all good stats, offense, speed mod, has some speed on it. So it's on a character that it's not one of my best characters, but you can see 8 speed, that kind of stuff. It's fine. It's fine to have those kinds of mods. Do I hear Discord pings in the background? Probably. I got my headset over there, and it does ping when I get updates on some of the channels. Thanks for your insight and explaining. It's much more useful to know. Oh, appreciate it. My advice has always been to plan to replace anything without speed. Don't invest in 6E non-speed mods. Bring them to 5 and upgrade to level 15 and plan to replace. Exactly. So, yeah, especially when you're talking about slicing materials, I would agree with that. You can work on mods that don't have speed, but if you're spending slicing materials on it, you are rarely ever going to want to spend slicing materials unless you've got a chance of slicing speed. That would be, and that of course applies to 6E. You don't want to take a mod to 6E because that's your best slicing materials that you have. Okay. At Griff, all my mods have speed. It's generally easy, even percent stats. I always have speed. Yeah, it really, over time, once you've spent long enough, it's fine. You'll get a speed sub on just about every mod that you have. But again, my mod inventory isn't full on my main account here. I'm still working on mods, and I don't have all my mods at speed. About once every 3 or 4 months, I'll go through characters like the one we were just looking at and try to improve their mods and take them a step better and then sell off a bunch. So that does, I do have to do that every 3 or 4 months to get my mod inventory down. And as that happens, then of course I'm replacing them with stuff that has speed. So if we look here, this is an example. This, I won this mod somewhere, and it has no speed on it, but it does have potency. So what I do in a case like this is like, okay, if it's a potency mod and I get a ton of potency on it, that's what I'm looking for. So we got a potency hit, I'm still interested. We didn't get a potency hit, I'm becoming less interested. Maybe I'll give it one more try. It didn't hit potency, I'm done. So it doesn't have speed, it better be really good in order to justify me keeping it. And in that case, if it hit potency 3 or 4 times, then you would say, okay, here's a tenacity mod. On a tenacity mod, we always want tenacity and we want speed if we can get it. So those are the 2 stats we're looking for. 2 hits on speed. Very interesting mod. Another hit on speed and defense. And that's a mod that we can take all the way to 15 in 6 dot and keep working on for a character that needs tenacity. Here we've got a health mod. It's got 2 flat stats on it. No speed. Sell it. Straight up sell it. No use in working on that mod. It's not good and also doesn't have speed. Here's another tenacity mod. It doesn't have tenacity on it, but it's got speed. So we can just see what we get on speed. We do get a hit on speed and health, which is not bad. Get crit chance. So this is kind of a mediocre mod. It's not awesome. So this is the kind of thing that you could put at 15. You could put on a character that you're already putting tenacity onto and not feel bad about it. Here's another health mod. All kinds of defensive stats here. Protection, health, protection. No speed. But yeah, I don't even want to work on this mod. I don't even want to spend anything on it. Even if I got everything that I was putting in here in health, do I really want a health mod with all kinds of health with absolutely no speed? Nope. For potency, for tenacity, things like that you're trying to build a specific stat, you might be able to put up with that. But health is just a thing that you build to make a character more healthy. It's an off stat, and you just wouldn't put that on a character. So here's something with 3 speed. Now, if it's only got a roll of 3 speed, I know guys who would look at this and say flat stat here, 3 speed here, just sell it straight up. No reason to even work on that. But I'll go ahead and put 2 hits in it and see what happens to the speed. It does get a hit. It doesn't get a hit there. Done. Sold. So if it keeps impressing me with the speed rolls, then maybe it turns out to be a 4 rolls on speed and only 14 speed. It's still a 14 speed mod, right? So I don't mind investing in those to see. So here's an offense mod. It's got crit chance on it, 1 flat stat, speed. Definitely going to see what happens. All right. Nothing good, right? We got a lot of protection on this now. On an offense mod, we don't really want protection. We'll give it one last chance to impress us. It does have 1 roll in crit chance, 1 roll in speed, so we kind of put that aside and say, maybe it's a mod that we'll work on someday. Percent offense mods with offense flat stacks. Offense as a flat stat is valuable. Even at relic levels, offense flat stat is good. So here's the same kind of stuff, just speed and crit chance. We've got 2 good things. Let's see what happens. We get a hit on speed, keeps us interested. We get another hit on speed, keeps us interested. And so this mod looked like it was going to be a garbage mod, but now it's a 15 speed mod. I don't really care that it's a health mod, right? Like this doesn't matter. This part of the mod doesn't matter. It's just a 15 speed mod. And if it's better than another mod that we have somewhere else that's not 15 speed, then we'll use it. But that's not a mod that you would want to slice. Because, the other stats on it, if you hit the other stats, are not going to be that great. Speed mod with speed. We get a +6 hit on that. That's good. And now we've got a bunch of stuff in the flat stat here. We've got 3 good stats, 10 speed. And I'm telling you right now, for where I'm at, with this mod being a speed mod and only 10 speed here, can't keep it. Can't keep it. Got to do better than that on a mod that's actually a speed set mod. All right. And again, if you're doing a health mod with some speed stats, that's fine. If you're doing a speed mod, it's got to be a speed mod. You got to make it look like a speed mod. So this one had flat stats. We hit all the flat stats with the upgrade. Get it out of here. This is potency. I typically don't keep a potency cross unless it has potency on it, but it does have potency down here and 4 good stats. So we'll see what happens. It hits all potency. So this is not, it's not as bad as we thought. And now we hit a bunch of other stats and it's bad. And we just get it out of there. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for complementary stats. This is an offense mod. Potency is okay, but it doesn't have speed. We're not going to be interested in that. Here's an offense with protection. It does have speed, but you don't want protection on a primary stat for an offense mod. You're not going to use that. You're going to look at it and you're going to wish that it had a better stat. Here's speed with potency, but no speed. Gone. Don't even invest in it. Same thing here, speed mod with no speed is a sold mod. Here we have a tenacity mod that doesn't have tenacity as the primary on the cross. Don't even want to look at it. If you're ever putting tenacity on a cross on a character that you want tenacity, you want a tenacity main stat. So that's it. These mods they don't deserve to be worked on. Crit damage multiplexer with defense. What character are you going to want defensive stat where you're putting crit damage on the character? You don't want it. It's gone. I may have missed it, but can you discuss what a good versus a bad secondary is in the case of a mod? Okay. At Tom and okay, maybe I'll talk. So the flat stats are just the ones that aren't percent, and I don't want to go into that too much because people need to watch mod videos, and I got a mod video that explains all that, but the flat stats are the ones that are just a number, and the percent stats are the ones that are, let's say, beneficial stats. And the reason why I say percent tenacity is a throwaway stat on any mod except a tenacity mod is for exactly this reason. Because mods will accidentally have potency on them. And if you have 50 tenacity and your opponent has 50 potency, it means they land their debuffs 100% of the time. If you have 100 potency and the opponent has 80 potency, you're 20 tenacity ahead of them. You have 100 tenacity, they have 80 potency. you're 20 ahead of them, they still have an 80% chance to land their debuffs. So tenacity doesn't help you until you're really way ahead. So you either have to go all in on tenacity and really try to outstack your opponents, or you just have to accept the fact that the tenacity is just a throwaway stat, because other characters are going to accidentally get as much potency as you accidentally got tenacity, and it washes out and it doesn't help you at all. Now, in a character like Mon Mothma or Darth Malak, where they already have a ton of tenacity starting out, that's a little different. But generally, I put in tenacity together with these flat stats as stats that aren't helping. When you get at a really low level, if you look at percent health and flat health actually gives you more health than the percent health gives. But by the time you get to gear 12, and especially at relic level, the percents are going to give you by far so much more that the flat stats just become useless. So you don't want to build those mods. You don't want to build a whole bunch of mods that can never be used on your good characters. That is a silly way to spend your money. All right. Health main stat, potency. Yeah, tenacity, garbage. Trash mod. All right. Having a mod with the same mod set primary stat and the flat stat in the secondary can be of huge value. It can be, but if I have a health mod with a health percent primary, I don't care if it has a health flat stat in the bottom or not. If it does, I'm not going to be mad, but if it doesn't, once you get a character to 100,000 health and your flat stat is 2,200 with 2 rolls on flat health, it's so small of a difference. It's 2% on your whole character for a stat that could have been 2% potency or 2% more health or 2% more protection, for example. So I don't know. I understand what you're saying, that the flat stats can be beneficial if they're on a mod that already has good stats, but that's kind of a specialized thing. All right. So if we just go over to the Loquitur account for a second, and you look at the quality of the mods that I'm building on this account, and maybe this is a little bit of bragging, but if we look at the mods that we're building and we say, okay, this account's 5 months old now, and we look to the kind of speed stats, we've got 23, 24, apparently this isn't sorted by speed. We've got a 20 speed mod here, we've got 19, we've got a 17, we've got quite a few of these with 4 rolls. So if I take 15 speed or higher, 15 there, 15 there, I've got 12, 13. I've already got 13 mods that are 15 speed or higher. And it's just a handful. But if we look, I'm on week 22 now with the account. So there's almost, not quite, but there's almost a 15 speed mod for every week that I've been working on the account. And certainly if you subtract off the first 8 weeks where you can't even get to these mods, then I'm routinely getting one of these a week. And that's really, you got to set yourself a goal like that every week you're going to try to find at least one mod with double-digit speed somewhere. And whether that's a 13-speed mod or a 14 or whatever you can get. But if you can land at least one of these mods with double-digit stats every week, and this one is a nice mod, right? It's a tenacity cross with a tenacity main stat, 13 speed already on blue level. This is the kind of mod that you're always going to want to slice. Look at this. Good stats down here. I don't mind the flat offense as a stat. I think it's a good stat. So when you get mods like this, the opportunity to slice those up and make the speed even better, That's where you always want to put your slicing materials. This isn't so great. It's got 3 rolls and it's only got 11 speed, which is like what, 2 3s and a 5 or something like that. So it got pretty poor rolls, but you still potentially got 2 slices and 2 more rolls, and that could easily end up being a 20 speed mod or more. So that's it. Just keep chipping away at it every week. Chip away. All right, what are we saying over here? Okay. We're going to grab our free energy here. Somebody also asked me what my plan is for my Darth Loquitur account after the Sith Eternal Emperor. And I had said before that that's a long way off, and I really don't want to talk about the plan. And I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to stick to that because I don't know, right? I'm going to build a Padme team. I'm going to keep working on the Geos. We're going to keep working on Kylo Ren on Mask. You saw why. And we're going to build that Sith Eternal Emperor. But where we go from there, I don't know. I may decide to do the Revans, go back and do that so I can get Revans and a Malak. I may do Gas. I feel like there's going to be new Galactic Legends out by then. And if there's a new Galactic Legend out that I'm more interested in than Rey or Kylo, I may do that. And even among the other 3 Galactic Legends, I would say my most likely next route would be to go for JML on this account. Just because by then, maybe I'll have saved up enough for a Wampa and Hermit Yoda and be working on those characters and meet the requirements for the Luke and be able to get him. And it would be nice to have the Sith Eternal Emperor and then follow it up with a bunch of light side characters that are Jedi. And then you have dark side Empire and light side Jedi, and those are probably the most demanded teams from the events in the game. So like Conquest and the other game modes that you go into, they're constantly asking you to complete something with Jedi, complete with a full team of Sith, complete with, whatever. So if we've got, the Sith and the Empire and that on the dark side, and we've got Jedi on the light side, I think that's an extremely balanced account. And, again, if something else comes out in the meantime, the Ahsoka show comes out and they come out with a Galactic Legend Ahsoka, I would be much more likely to go for her than for JML. So it depends on a lot of things. And we'll have to see where all that ends up. I don't want to commit to anything. I think in terms of when I'm close to finishing C, then we'll kind of take a look at what the next project is and start building character shards. But I don't build character shards like, months ahead of time. You can see that in my main account right here. So I know that I'm going to go for Rey when I complete C, and I'm on my last 2 things. Like Sidious here, I finish that out. I finish out Royal Guard, and I have my Sith Eternal. So now I know that I'm going to go for Rey next. And you can see I've pulled up all these Rey characters, and we've got them up here to work on. And I've started farming shards, especially when it's, hard node for the objective for the day for the guild event. Then I work on my Rey characters and getting stars on them to build the Rey teams. So I'll start picking that apart once I get done with C. But, if you'd asked me that 4 months ago, I wasn't going to start working on stars for characters until I get close to the objective that I'm on. All right, I got bad news for you guys on my main account, Grand Arena. I looked at it earlier today, and we are fighting another auto-deploy from the looks of it. So, yucko. We did pull out the last one. And same thing as my Loquitur account, they didn't even fight back. So there's that. We won that one. This I thought was shaping up to be a pretty interesting battle. A lot more galactic power than me, 5.7. I'm at 4.5. So this is 1.2 million galactic power more than me. A lot more in ships, a lot more in characters. So this guy really has me strong-armed. A lot of good ships. And then just a lot of stuff in the middle, just like I got on my account. Garbage. Stuff I didn't need to do. And then just acres of relic characters here. Just tons of stuff. And then acres of Gear 12s. So a lot of his galactic power and characters is tied up in these guys down here. He's got 85s for days. Even the characters down here that he's got no gear on, no interest in, they're already at level 85. Don't do that, folks. You know, if you're a new player, if you're a mid-game player, whoever you are, putting these characters up to level 85 makes them take up extra galactic power, and it's not that big of a deal, but it's added galactic power that's not helping you, so there's no reason to do it. I had a guy put in the chat, he said, even if I'm building galactic power for the sake of my guild, and I didn't reply to it, but how would adding galactic power help your guild? If you add a bunch of characters like that aren't useful, and then you say, well, it's increasing my guild's galactic power for the purpose of territory wars with a whole bunch of stuff that can't win a battle. I don't get it. Speaking of auto-deploy, when GAC rolled out, they implemented it so it remembers what you last deployed and deploys the same thing for the upcoming round. Yeah, I think it does. I think it adds for the upcoming round. The same thing that you did the last time. So if you've deployed a good defense once, the next round it should deploy the same thing. If you auto-deploy on your first round, auto-deploy on your second round, then that's... I mean, I think some people do this. They just join and they don't even care. And they just let it auto-deploy and they get some points and they get some loot with absolutely no effort whatsoever. So I think that's the case. It adds deployment for territory battles. Yeah, but why? Why? Why do you want to add deployment for territory battles? So let's say, for instance, you're adding, you're on a territory battle with 21 teams per zone, and then you upgrade to have 24 per zone. Unless across your whole guild you have that many effective teams, all it does increasing the amount of deploys, it also increases the amount of battles that you have to play on offense. And if it's not a good team that you have, if it's just garbage that's getting you those extra deploys, and if everybody in the guild does the same thing, it's worse. It's worse because if you can only win X amount of offensive battles, then you don't get as far as you could have got. So I don't know. I don't see any reason at all ever to add a whole bunch of galactic power that's not used. Not territory war, territory battle deployments. Just for points in territory battle? That's desperate. Holy cow, you must be desperate if you're trying to get an extra 100,000 galactic power in deploys. Yoinks! Okay. So yes, if you want to do that, by all means, do that. I will never say that that's a good idea on my channel. I will not approve it. I don't appreciate it. I don't think it's something players should do. And if you're a guild leader and you think that that's a bad comment, I'm sorry, but I really don't think people should spend 6,600 or 6.6 million credits taking a character to level 85 for the purpose of a few more deployment points. That seems silly. All right. You're Division 1 on your main account? Yeah, I'm just barely in Division 1. I just sneaked my nose over the border. Even then, you get more points out of CMs than you do from deployments. Yeah, combat missions are a lot more points than deploys. Okay, so we've got an auto deploy here of a Kylo who gets Kylo Ren unmasked on his team, so unfortunately there is actually some kind of synergy here with his Galactic Legend. So again, it's one of those teams that I don't know in 3v3 if I have anything in my roster that can beat his best 3 characters as a 3v3. That's pretty harsh. I think we try that again with Vader. I don't know what else to try there. Okay. But we can beat some of these teams. And we're going to start over here because reasons. Yeah, if we can get through this, then we can get to the back wall. We can clear 2 zones. That's better. And I did watch in Division 1 for a win. I got 2,000 banners. So somebody asked me last time about a full clear versus winning. You know, if I full clear, I'll get another, 2,000 banners here or whatever. But if I don't get a full clear and I still win, I still get 2,000 banners for a win. So winning is a big deal. Getting a full clear, I think the full clear itself gives you 1,100 banners. Additionally, on top of everything that you get for winning the zones. All right, so on my defense, what I did, I put Kylo, I put a bounty hunter team. It's kind of garbage. I put a Geo team here. I put good teams, including my JKR here in front of the ships. Basically 2 decent teams, 2 mediocre teams. Just trying to make them work for it. And then on the back wall, we've got 1 solid team that if they work their way to the back wall, they don't get it for free. Even if you've got a good, something like this, once you're placing like 3 or 4 teams on your, or even 2 teams later on, don't let the back wall be completely for free. Welcome to the crapshoot called Division 1. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's so annoying in 3v3. Okay, so Trimvirate with Malik, that's a challenging one. We like to bounty hunt for the Malik. So I think we're going to do the same thing here that we did last time. Bring in Aura Singh, Bosk, Mandalorian, and we'll just use the Mandalorian to make that Malik go poof. All right, taunt up. Let's duck under stealth. Put a big hit on Treya. Let's net 5s. We didn't get the stun with the net. We actually got the stun with Aura Singh. It's fine by me. Let's pull an assist here. And the next thing should be, that should be contract, right? Nope, not contract yet. No contract yet. Oh dear. Get taunt up. Now we got to get the buff back on me. This is not going well. Not going well. Got to get this off. Come on, we got to get the buff back up. Got to meet that buff requirement. All right, here we go. Buff requirement. Get taunt up. All right. Get a turn. Malik, go away. All right. Stun him. Buy some time. Get on in there. Do your thing. Get protection back. Gain protection back. Gain protection back. Come on, guys. You can do it. Hang in there. Hang in there. Get him. Ugly. Ugly, 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 ugly. Against auto deploys, I do hardest team to least hardest. Yeah, I'm going to clear the zones. So I'm going to clear this zone first, regardless of the difficulty, because I want to see what's on that back zone, and then I can plan out the rest from there. So we've got Chewbacca here, who's going to be protecting Revan. Just kind of goofy. And then we've got this Grievous with no synergy, and a Padme and a Thrawn. Relic 4. Have you researched whether simming in 3s gets you more drops than simming it all at once? So I've been asked that a few times, and I read something a long time ago. Somebody said they knew how the programming worked, and they said that simming 2 at a time was the most effective slightly over any other number. And I don't know if it's true. I sim 2 at a time. If the superstition is true, it helps. If the superstition is not true, then it's completely random with all of the same statistics. Then it doesn't matter what you do. So doing it 2 at a time doesn't hurt. So I don't care. I do it 2 at a time just for fun. And maybe it helps and maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know the programming of the game well enough to say whether that's a real thing or just a load of garbage. All right, we do have to complete something with our troopers, and it's annoying me because with all of these auto deploys, there's no teams that are weak enough for me to have confidence that I'm just able to go in with a trooper team and beat stuff up. So our first order trooper team is Phasma a trooper? Can we at least get any kind of Captain Phasma? Okay. So we have a leadership, like one leader among all of this. And there's one of them that has to be done with 3 troopers, which means that we have to have all 3. Win the Grand Arena battle using 3 variants of stormtroopers. So we have to win it with 3 first order troopers. They're better for 5v5. Yes, they would be much better for 5v5. It's ridiculous trying to do this stuff in 3v3 against auto deploys especially. So with this Revan, I mean, if we look at this team, does this team have any chance at all against that Revan team with Chewbacca? It says troopers and their variants. So the first order troopers do count as variants. Yeah, I don't think we've got enough to pull that off. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Do we want to do our Luke Skywalker team and just take rebels in here and blow people up? Because Chewbacca's not going to have tenacity up, right? That's only the Jedi that get the tenacity up. Hey, where's Luke? Luke, where are you, man? What am I missing? I feel like I'm looking at it and can't see it. Come on, man. Where's my Luke team? Did I get rid of him? What is going on here? Assign. Nope. Chewie and Han are gone. Man, am I blind? What am I missing? This is driving me crazy. There it is. Phew! I saw the Luke. Yeah, I went by it like 3 times. Okay, so we can do this. And this should be able to take out this Revan team, no problem. Because I can come over here and hit Chewbacca hard right away. And then should be able to just keep working on him and not have too much trouble, I would hope. Leave my Han alone. All right, what do we got here? Get rid of that Dodge. Get rid of that Savior. That's only a Gear 12 Revan, and he's like much better than he has any right to be at Gear 12. All right, finish that off. Why did you relic the other 2 and not CLS? Because CLS doesn't fly the Millennium Falcon, and the other 2 do, and I relic them for the ship. And I've just had other things that I've been focused on for a long time, and CLS is in my favorites. He's going to get relicked someday. I even started it. I put like 2 relic pieces on him, which is extremely rare for me unless I'm ready to commit. But I even put 2 relic pieces on him, and I still just haven't finished it out. Okay, so Grievous. I almost think we just take the Mon Mothma team in here against Grievous, right? Because we'll be able to live through that damage. We don't need anything better. I think we can do this. All right. Okay. So this is just, got to get the, oh man. That's not fair. Why you do that to my Chewbacca? Chewbacca and 3PO. That's going to make this take longer. All right. All right, let's kill Thrawn now. Fractured again? That's not fun. I do not like all of this fracturing. Alrighty. Work, 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 work. Get him leveled up. Let's just do big damage. 3 hits. Punch her in the face. Alright. Penetration. Let's do a couple more and see if we can get all of our protection back on K2. Alright. Protection, protection, protection on K2. Get lots on K2. Come on. No, not quite enough. 52. Pretty good, though. Pretty good. Should be able to beat Grievous and Thrawn. Yeah, it's no problem. It's no problem. Okay, now we get to see the back wall. Just a bunch more relics, but we got to see how these teams lay out. So this might be the team. This might be the team right here that I can do my trooper variants on. This team has no synergy, but it's going to be hard because you got Hux, you got Kenobi, and you got Bastila behind that. That is yucky. I don't like that. Then we got Anakin with Scion and Rex. Man, these auto deploys, he's just got too many relic characters. It makes this a lot of good teams. Okay, so I do want to try to see if I can get this feat. And this looks like my best chance to actually get the feat done. So Phasma, Lobster, and Relic 6 First Order TIE Pilot. I'm going to get him to Relic 7 someday. So I actually use this guy in raids. Hux feeds more turns over to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, but kills himself in doing so. The First Order TIE Pilot gives the whole team speed up and doesn't kill himself. So I've used him in like Sith raids and stuff like that. He's actually really good. Really good. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's get that speed up going after all. Big damage. Let's pull an assist. Good. Alright, turn meter. Let's do a cleanse and a hit. Shot. Alright, doing good. Completing a feat. That red trooper is just dumb. That's such a good character. I love that character. And when you're fighting Galactic Legend versus Galactic Legend a lot, like in Squad Arena, you forget sometimes how much damage that character really does, and you take him into something normal like this with my Relic 7 Lobster, and you just watch him annihilate stuff. Woo. Yeah. It lists the variants to meet the feat. Yeah, so let's verify that we met the feat. That should be it, right? One more screen out. Nope. Specifically Imperial Stormtroopers. Yeah, you guys were right. It is Imperial. This is Imperial's 3 variants of Imperial Stormtroopers. 3 variants of all 3 of those guys were on the list, right? Oh, the first the pilot's not on the list. Good Lord! It's because they used the pilot. Phasma and Sith Trooper on the list, but the TIE Pilot is not. I needed to use a different trooper other than TIE Pilot. Okay. All right. So, I think the First Orders would have worked. I think First Order would have worked. But because the TIE Pilot is not on the list, he's not specifically on there, and I use the TIE Pilot in that combo. So, what's left? I mean, I could try it again with a team that has a combination of the 2 variants. What could I do? You know what I could do? I could come into one of these teams and just soften everything up and have it all almost dead, and then bring in troopers and kill it. So, no, guys, no, I'm serious. The feats work for variants, Imperial troopers and their variants. That is the thing. It didn't work because I used the pilot. It didn't work because I used this guy, and he's not on the list. Come on, get to the used characters. It doesn't show used characters. Arg! So we put in this TIE Pilot. That's not considered a variant, so that wrecked it for the team. That's what made me not complete the quest, because I put that guy in. If I'd have put in the First Order Executioner, for example, that would have completed. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Okay, well, I got one more round to get it. I'm just going to let it go again this round and have learned my lesson from not doing it correctly. Where are we going to use Nest? Where can Nest go? I think this probably doesn't have enough damage to kill Nest, right? Not too worried about his debuffs. Does he doesn't put on healing immunity, does he? Buff immunity, that's fine. I don't care about that. Target lock, don't care too much about that. As long as they don't put on healing immunity. Target locked. Target locked. Okay, let's go over here and look. We could potentially... No, can't nest that. Can't nest that. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's our only option for a Nest battle is right here. So let's do that. And if Nest doesn't win this battle, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn something new. Tom in Black has to go. All right, man. See you later. Take it easy. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you. Let's just put this in auto and talk about other things. So, In terms of the some of the discussions going on over on the Discord, let me see if anything is added, any more to any of those questions. And watch Nest do her thing in the background. Not terribly exciting, but effective. Very effective. Okay. Crit avoidance. Let's see. Let's see if we have the good questions over here. Hyperdrive. I've had some hyperdrive questions as well. And people sort of asking what to do after the hyperdrive, and especially with fleets, because you get some fleets. And you do get some bounty hunter ships in the fleet. So I think bounty hunter fleet is the way to go. I've seen some people say, well, you still want to go geos after the hyperdrive bundle. You still do want geos, but I think if you've bought the hyperdrive bundle, you don't get geos. You don't get geo ships. The key to the hyperdrive bundle is to use what you're given and kind of ramp up with that. So if you launch right into geos on an account that you just got hyperdrive on, it's pretty ineffective because you've got all that GP from stuff that they gave you, and then that's not what you're working on. So my advice would be to put geos on the shelf. You're going to build them later, for sure. You're not going to skip them. But right after you buy hyperdrive bundle, if you're a new account, that's not the time that I would suggest to be going for the geo stuff. Work with what you've got, build that bounty hunter fleet, add some other good ships to it, like the Vulture Droid and the Hyena Bomber. Those are great ships in just about anything, so you could build those and, build toward the geos later. You could build a Rebel fleet with the stuff that you're given over there. So my recommendation would be to go with that kind of stuff and really try to focus on the things that are given to you in the hyperdrive bundle. All right, what do we got against this mess? We've got Anakin over here with a Scion. Could be a little scary. Let's see. Let's do this with... Let's figure out where we're going to use our troopers. So we have a bunch of troopers that are not troopers. A trooper team that are not Imperial troopers. They can kill just about anything over here, right? How fast is this Revan? 313. Well, you can kill that Revan. Maybe we take it in against that team. Swing big. So let's do it. Let's go big or go home with our troopers. How are the likes doing? We got to take a look at those likes. Make sure we got enough likes for these troopers to work. They always work better if we have more likes. All right, I think we're okay on likes. These troopers should work. We're going to get rid of Stark, and we're going to pull in Gideon so that we can go super fast. Hey, Loquitur, how should I mod Nest? I believe tenacity, more tenacity with a little bit of tenacity, and also some tenacity. And crit damage on the triangle. So that's that Nest for me is all about never getting debuffed, and then you can take on a lot of different things. If she gets debuffed, then she can, 1 days and she's useless. So that's not what we want. Okay, stealing turn meter does not work on Revan. So what we're going to do, we're just going to cut into his armor. We're going to give ourselves buffs. We're going to go into Vader and kill him in one hit. Kill him in one hit. Yes. All right, now we kind of don't care because we're going to take away Palpatine's turn meter and get assists. So we'll do that. Oh, Revan's not in the lead. Since Revan's not in the lead, it does steal his turn meter, and this is super easy. The other way that you can mod Nest is to actually make her a little bit faster and put her in another team with scoundrels. so you can use her as a defensive character. Some people do that. They put her on defense. I think putting Nest on defense is kind of a waste of a phenomenal character on offense, because you saw there's a lot of different ways that you can get max banners with Nest without too much effort. All right, so maybe we've got something with this guy and I don't know, some other guy that's not a variant of an Imperial Trooper. That should win, right? Should win. Send him in. So you said health? I'll go with health. All right. Stun Hux. Shoot him. Okie doke. Come on, Bastila. Get out of here. We do not like Bastila, but apparently we're also not able to kill her. Alright, get rid of these shocks. Come on. Don't want shocks on everybody. This is taking longer than I thought it was going to take to kill Bastila. I feel like she shouldn't be that hard to kill, right? Okay, keep working on her. There we go. She's dead now. Let's put it on auto and chill out. Auto set defense. Yup. That's right. I don't use Nest on offense. I got it on defense with L3 and Kira, and got 3 holds. Yeah, she's not a bad defensive character by any means. I'm not saying she's bad on defense. And Vader, you're in a different position than most people that watch this channel. I mean, when you're in Division 1, you may not be able to find as good of uses for Nest once everybody's relict, but and then she becomes more of a defensive character. But man, for your first 5 million galactic power, you can use her on offense too. All right, this is Anakin. There's not much synergy there. Trying to figure out the cheapest thing that we can do this with. Cheapest thing we can do this with. Clones? Probably do this with our clone team, right? And just blow up 5s and take the rest of them out, and then kill off a couple more teams up front. All right. Okay, let's get this clone going. Let's throw a grenade on people. I picked the wrong team. Boys. This is not the clone bomb team. This is the second string. All right, we got to kill Anakin then. This wasn't paying attention. We still might be okay if we can get Anakin dead here. Let's do this. Get that in there. Keep working on Anakin. Let's see. Let's do that with Ahsoka. Get her over there. Hey, take that taunt off. Get that taunt out of here. All right, so maybe this isn't going to work. Yeah, no, I definitely meant to bring in my other team. Oops. Not paying attention. Click too fast. And these guys might get beat because they're wound up on turn meter. We'll see. All right, get rid of that. Let's pass this over to Rex. Let's pass that over to Rex. Just keep shooting Anakin. Mistakes were made, people. Mistakes were made. All right, one more. And then we can say goodbye to Scion. This would have been so easy if I'd picked the right team first. Okay, though. We should be fine. Did you see a squad with just L3? In my teams to pick from, you mean? Just L3. That's right. Because if I have a team where I want to do like leftovers, you just pick L3 as your tank, and then you stick, you know, like your Han and this guy, you know, leftover stuff behind her as a tank. So that's not a team that I would use, but that's why she's in there just on her own. Because I don't want to try to have to pick her out of the Gear 12 stuff. All right. What are we going to do here? Vader, Thrawn, Wat Tambor. If we do this, Supreme Leader Kylo comes across with his stun. Stuns one of my guys. Game over. So we have to go in there again with like 2 characters and bait out all of the good abilities before we give it a try. Right? So First Order officer and 1 other thing. And let's bleed out the good skills. Bleed out the good skills. We'll get his stun, we'll get his sweep, and we'll get his stun. Unfortunately, Kylo's back around to his stun now. 1 too many turns. All right. We're just going to pull his stun. Just the stun. Nothing else. Just the stun. We don't use Queel for anything right now. Get on in there, Queel. Take the stun. And he doesn't do the stun. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's not funny. Well, if we can't bleed the stun out of him that way, then we almost have to do Vader, Watt, and tank. Like Shore Trooper. We can do this. All right. I mean, the best we can hope for is to kill Gas. I don't think we can hope for anything better out of this team than just to kill Gas. Okay. And we still have other teams, right, that we can take out these other characters with. We've got the Padme team, we've got Trimvirate, so we're good. We're good. We can mess around here a little bit. All right, weapon tech. Vader. All right, there we go. He gone. So we'll do this. We'll do... we'll target him with the Force Crush. And then we'll do this. Now he's got taunt up. Well, let's try to kill Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in 1 hit. Or not, Kylo Ren unmasked. Not going to happen, but let's do it. Almost. That was close. Got him. Wow. Can Watt put this on himself? He can't put this on himself, can he? Ah! No! No, that's not what we wanted. I just wanted to see if he could put it on himself. Ah. Nope. Nope. Okay. Well, we can... Could Triumvirate do this? Is there any world in which Triumvirate can beat SLKR? I don't think so. I don't think so. And then which one of these two is more dangerous? This, we can just Padme and be done with it. And then the other one we can Triumvirate. And we'll finish up this mess of an auto deploy. Let's get rid of buffs. Get rid of buffs. Get rid of shock teas. Or not. Try again to get rid of shock teas. And we're actually going to kill C-3PO. Just because I don't want his shenanigans on Luke while I'm trying to kill Luke. All right, 22 stacks of courage. 22 stacks. Bonk. Nothing. Luke is a tough guy. He's a tough kid. He takes a licking. All right, here we go. Big hit. All right. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Victory. And I went up to the next tier. Triumvirate. Where's my Triumvirate? I feel like I went past them already. There they are. All right. So let's strip all the buffs off. Let's isolate that brute so that he doesn't get to do much of anything. Yoink! Hey, good job, Brute Alpha. That didn't help you a bit, did it? Silliness, total silliness. Okay, let's take out HK. Let's get HK. Come on. Let's do Pain again. Should be getting held by hatred soon. I hope. Held by hatred. Smack that HK. Yoink. All right. Let's Brute Alpha. And Brute Alpha again. And Kylo. Bye. Brute Alpha auto board. And she moves the isolate. I just joined. How did the Division 10 go? We lose. Relic 5, Kylo Ren unmasked on the front wall. We really don't have the resources to get through. So that's it. Auto deploy on this one. Same kind of thing as last time. We beat everything except this one. Top 3 team. Best 3 galactic powers. That's a lot of beef in one team, let me tell you what. I'm surprised they killed that Kylo Ren with Vader, though. That was good. That was better than expected. All right. So that puts us at an end for the Division 1 Grand Arena. We did get a Bronzium promotion. So we get some free stuff here. We did get a few Defeat 6 enemy units with Imperial Stormtroopers and their variants. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe that really is Imperial. Only Imperials. Because I got kills with my First Order guys and they don't count. This is... Okay. So you're right. It has to be... it has to be only these guys. It has to be only these guys. That's it. Okay. Okay, then. All right. Well, I can't do those. I can't get those quests done in 3v3 because my officers are all leveled up and my troopers are just not. I've got my Imperial troopers on, even on my main account. I just don't have them ready to go. See, all of this is not a trooper, and all of this stuff that is a trooper is not ready to go. Sad. Sad that we've got a trooper event, and I'm not going to be able to complete any trooper feats. It's a silly thing. It is a silly thing. Alrighty, folks. Anything else we want to talk about on the stream before we hang it up for the day? Territory battle. Territory battle. Yay. So this is fun. See, I don't have that special mission ready either. I've got everybody up to 7 stars. I just don't have the galactic power. I think they need, what, 16.5 galactic power to be able to fight here. So we'll get them someday. Just not today. All right, I see more people have to go. I probably have to go for the day too. It's good. What, hour and a half stream? I appreciate you all coming in. I do thank you all for watching because that's what makes this fun. I like the discussions. I appreciate it. And like the questions. I like answering the questions. And hopefully like the little mod stuff that we did and everything, it helps some people see what to do and what not to do on mods. So thanks a lot. I can stream my SM another time if you ever want me to during a territory battle. SM. Oh, Separatist might? I mean, if you want to put together videos, then yeah, I mean, we'll try to figure out something, I guess. All right. Thanks, everybody, for a good stream. Remember, if you haven't liked already, please do like. Subscribe to the channel for more fun videos in the future. And please join the Discord. We've got a good community over there. A bunch of fun people. Lots of questions getting answered. So if you're a new player and you just want to ask a few questions, just come on over to the Discord, toss them there in chat. And if I don't help you out, for sure, one of these other folks will. And get you on your way. So thanks a lot. See you in the next one.